So, Douglas Finance Committee on November 16, 2022 at 6:35. So just for the record, let's just all say our names. Dick Vandenberg.
Sandy Kuipers.
Heather Owen.
Carol Godlinski.
Heather, did you say your name?
Yep.
Okay.
Howard D'Amico.
Okay, so we have a quorum. All right, so if you look at your agendas, everybody, we're going to review any warrant articles for the special town meeting for tonight. And I asked Matt Benoit if he would report to us where we stand on the issue of the proposal that the permit for gravel removal go from the planning board to the selectmen. And if he can kind of give both sides to that, the pros and cons and so on. So Matt, could you just speak that minute?
Yeah, well, I'll start with updating the board with the action of the planning board, which at their October 27th meeting voted unanimously to refer both Articles 12 and 13 for further study by the planning board for consideration at a future town meeting. Unanimous assent from the planning board. So ultimately, they felt they needed more time, and I respect that. So I wouldn't be opposed to the finance committee taking a similar stance on this.
So, the planning, what did the planning board feel they were a little thin on? Was it information, or just they needed to ponder it, or what's your sense?
Well, ultimately, I put this on their agenda for December 8th. They want to be able to hit the ground running with it right away after town meeting and make sure that it's absolutely formed in the way that they want to see it for spring town meeting. It might come in a different form. It might come as a zoning article instead of a general bylaw. So it's hard to say, really. The board just wanted to, under advice of town council who was at the meeting, this was the motion that they crafted, and they voted unanimously.
So fellow FinCom members, I'm anticipating that someone might ask, why did we vote the way we did, which was 2-2 and 2? And my answer would be simply that we were of a divided opinion on it and sort of leave it at that. Would that be okay with everybody if I answered that way?
Yes.
I don't think you're going to get a query at all because they're going to remove it. They're going to hold it.
Well, is that going to be what the selectmen are going to do, you think? It's just...
Mr. Chairman, I'm not sure what the selectmen are going to do.
Okay.
But I would anticipate the planning board member, when the moderator asks, is there anyone opposed to passing this unanimously, probably get some hands up. And at that point, one of them may ask the question that's in their motion.
I see, okay. So maybe no one will ask that, correct?
Correct.
It might not get to, yeah, you're right. It might not
If
get to
somebody
that.
does, I'm going to be just real vanilla and say we had a difference of opinion and just leave it at that. Is that okay? All right. Matt, is there anything else as you look at the warrant that FinCom should be especially attuned to, or you think that's...
Well, the two financial articles that I have are the sidewalk project.
Right.
That's a good amendment to the 2008 town meeting article. A little history here. Obviously, you guys already know it, but the funds that were in place at that time were to perform the engineering and do a study as to what the sidewalk would cost. Those funds have been exhausted to create the plans and the estimate that's before us this evening. So it turned into more of a stormwater management project than just a sidewalk. So our vendor, that gave us the first quote, added a 30% contingency. So it was about a $280,000 project plus 30% made it $383, because we're not sure when we're going to do this, if it passes. We still have to get multiple bids, and maybe this gets done next year, maybe it gets done the following year. But I'm curious where the committee stands with that one. And then the other item I thought is very important was South Street, the engineering for stormwater. There's a lot of cross-country drainage over there. I think there's about 10 culverts under the roadway with swales along the roads that aren't as shallow as they need to be. So they're not functioning the way they're supposed to be. So I know that South Street was on to be paved this year, and due to finding out some of these stormwater issues, we felt that it's important to address both. So if the stormwater passes, I believe it's the highway superintendent's intention to put South Street on using the Chapter 90 funds for improvements next summer.
So everybody, thank you, Matt. So if you look at the agenda of the warrant, you notice Article 9 is Route 16 sidewalk, and we voted 0 yes, 6 no. And if someone asks, I'm going to simply say the Finance Committee felt it was way beyond the scope of the original cost back in 2008, I think it was, and just leave it at that. Is that fine with everybody if I answer it that way?
Yes.
It's sort of a vanilla answer again. But.
And then the cost-benefit analysis was just benefit.
And then if somebody wants further questions, I guess we can take it up in there. But
Yes.
my initial would simply be we felt it was beyond the scope of the original one.
Agreed.
Anything else, Matt, for us to ponder at this point?
The other two articles are the building height, which is the second go-around on that. It's been
Yeah.
reduced and approved unanimously by the planning board. The solar bylaw is the second go-around of that. There was a light modification. I don't know if this committee got a chance to see what that was, so I will happily review that. And the solar bylaw, I don't know exactly what page, but it's section 6.8.4.6. Instead of reading the whole thing, it reads the Douglas Department of Public Works, which Douglas does not have. They decided to change that language to an agent of the planning board, and I believe that was incorporated into the printed warrant at the moderator's approval. That was the only change recommended by the planning board.
Any questions for Matt Benoit, anyone? All right. Matt, you can stay if you want, or you can carry on.
Okay, I gotta connect with the moderator anyway, so.
Okay.
Thank you,
All right,
everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Matt.
Appreciate it. Kelly, you want to go through the reserve fund transfer
Sure.
request with the fire department? We got Dean's email, but why don't you give it in your own prose, okay?
Absolutely. Kelly Manning, Assistant Fire Chief. So our frontline pumper truck, which is a 2017 model, a foreign object, made its way into the fire pump while we were operating at a mutual aid fire in the town of Dudley at the end of August. As a result, the pump suffered catastrophic failure and has to be completely replaced. We received one quote when it was sent out to bid by the town manager for the sum of $28,534.89. And we're requesting $20,000 for transfer from the reserve fund to fire expenses to help cover this unforeseen repair. This is truly an anomaly that this occurred. It's theorized that it was in the municipal water system in this town we were operating at, and it's just a very unlikely thing to have happen. So probably would be something we would never have to experience again, and in my career I've never seen or heard of anything like this happening. So truly an anomaly and nothing we could have predicted or prevented.
So Kelly, if this gets approved and the money gets released, how long before the truck can be operational again? Any idea?
Currently the truck is inoperable even just to drive as a vehicle. So to answer your question, it'll be approximately, we've been told 14 weeks for delivery of the pump. And then there's probably 70 hours of labor to install the pump, and they're gonna do the repair right in the fire station. So all in all, it could be anywhere from, I'm gonna be realistic, 14 to 18 weeks.
And then the amount that you requested is,
$20,000.
will that be enough?
I'll speak to that.
Okay,
So what I asked the fire chief and the assistant fire chief to do is kind of take the sting out of this. You know, we're early in the fiscal year. If the FinCom only has $50,000, we'll put the department on a watch list and, you know, have this supplement their budget right now. And then if they need further money until the spring town meeting, I'd like to get to the spring town meeting and do it at town meeting.
I see.
But you meet frequently enough during the winter months, so if they run into trouble, we can come back, as opposed to asking for the full amount here.
Okay.
So to answer your question, no, that's not enough. They did ask for the full 28, and I just asked them to submit the 20 at this time.
Okay. Does that make sense to everybody?
So would they be able to have enough out of their own budget to cover that, to get the truck fixed?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
the truck, so when the Springtown meeting is in May, So you have 2 months less than fiscal year, so really you'll be using some of those funds that they would use for other expenses. And then I would, again, put that as an article in the special town meeting. If they run into problems, because they are a 24/7 operation,
Right.
then you meet frequently enough during the winter months, we would come back again. But the reserve fund is only 50,000, so, you know, should one of the other departments need money, I don't like to just, 28's a lot,
Right,
so.
but can you take money out of the reserve fund without a town meeting?
Yes,
Okay.
it's under the FinCom, it's for
Okay.
extraordinary and unforeseen
Okay.
expenses.
Okay.
And
So
is
this doesn't have to
certainly-
go before the meeting tonight then?
No, it does not.
Oh, okay.
Dick has the reserve fund transfers for you to sign.
Okay, all right. I thought it was going to the town meeting.
No,
Okay,
no.
So, okay, understand.
Okay, any questions on that? So we need a motion then, right, Jean?
Yes.
So could somebody move that we approve the request for transfer from the reserve fund for $20,000 to where then?
It's to fire expense.
To the fire expense.
I'll make that motion.
So Carol makes the motion.
Second.
I'm going to say Sandy by your nose gets the second. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, abstained, motion carries.
And if you can all initial, there's 3 copies of the reserve fund.
So I'll just put these out. If I hand them out?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you have to fill in some of it.
Okay. And then let's look at minutes, everybody. I think we have time yet.
According to that time.
We
20
do.
minutes.
Yes.
Gene fixed that, so we have plenty of
Thank you,
time.
Kelly.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
Kelly. All right, so let's look at September 13 first. Any comments or questions on those minutes? Pretty good to me. So if someone's ready to make a motion, we approve those, that would be all right.
Make a motion to approve the September 13th, 2022 Finance Committee meetings as noted.
Okay, so Heather Moran makes the motion. Second by anybody?
I'll second.
Sandy, is that you?
Yes.
Okay, Sandy Kuiper seconds. All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Howard, did you say aye?
I'll abstain. I was not there.
Okay. So the motion carries. And then let's look at October 11.
There is a typo there. Where it's the paragraph that starts Mr. Benoit, Community Development. I think that should be the amount of town meeting.
Where was that?
They have the project will start, which brings it to 578,000, but that's not right. Right?
I have something to say on this one too.
What's that, Carol?
I have something to say about the minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, on the Article 12 and 13, where they were talking about the earth removal, what I specifically asked Matt was, how will this affect pre-existing non-conforming use? Those were my specific words. And Matt's specific answer was, it will not affect pre-existing non-conforming use. They will still be grandfathered in. Now, when I drill down a little bit more on Matt Wojcik, oh no, they will not be protected.
Right.
So,
So how do you want the minutes to read that?
I want the
Carol?
minutes to say that Matt Benoit, that I asked specifically if pre-existing non-conforming uses would be, protected, and Matt Benoit said, yes, they would. So, that's what he said, so
Okay.
that's what you
Not
need
Benoit.
in there, and they can go back and look at it again to get exactly what it is.
Matt Wojcik.
Matt Benoit.
Oh, Matt Benoit?
Matt Benoit said that.
Oh, I
Was
apologize.
Matt Wojcik was the next meeting, we don't have those minutes.
And the minutes are weak on that, Carol?
He did say, Matt Benoit said it stated it would not be affected.
That's right, he said that, remember?
And it's in there.
So are the minutes
But
correct?
no, he didn't, we're not, no, they're not, because he didn't, I asked specifically pre-existing non-conforming uses. What they're saying is,
Pre-existing companies is the
yeah,
verbiage, is
yeah.
not correct.
And that, I wanted exactly what was said, not chewed up and spit out different.
So, Carol, how would it, should be worded
Okay,
correctly?
that's what it should be said as,
What, start at the beginning of the sentence, so
All right.
read it out loud the way you'd like it, okay?
it said the committee had questions about why there's a, okay, let's see. There was a concern about the change affecting pre-existing companies, okay? No, the actual thing was, Mrs. Gogolinsky asked if pre-existing non-conforming uses would be protected under this bylaw, and Matt Benoit said, yes, they would. And if she really needs to see what it says, she can go and, that's one thing that's really good about the recording stuff, you know?
You guys all recall it that way too?
Yes.
Yes.
So Stephanie, if you're watching, you can fix those minutes then, so. So can we have a motion to approve the minutes as amended? Or corrected, I guess is a better word.
Can we pass over?
Yeah, we can do that.
I would make a motion to pass over approval of the October 11, 2022.
Till we see the revised edition.
Yes.
Okay,
Right, that would be great.
okay, seconded by,
Second.
Yeah.
okay, all in favor of holding on these minutes until we get the revised version, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, abstained. All right, we're gonna adjourn to the town meeting, we'll meet again up front after. If everybody would initial these on the bottom on your way out, I'll just
Now,
put
is
them on the
that
desk here.
called that we adjourn, because we don't really close down until after the meeting?
Right.
So is adjourn the right word? Does anybody know?
Oh, yeah, we're supposed to,
We're gonna dismiss to continue, how's that?
right, yes.
Yeah,
Continue.
something like
Yes.
that.